Today we're going to talk about finding factors and numbers. So you need to get your interactive notebook out, and your next page is going to be factors. After you get that written as your title page, then you're going to go to your words worth knowing, and we're going to put 2 words in your words worth knowing. So the first word that we're going to put in your words worth knowing is factor. Okay? A factor is a number that you multiply with another number to get the given number. So, for example, if I gave you the number 10, the number 10 has 4 factors. One factor of 10 is 1 times 10. So 1 and 10 are factors of 10. Another factor of 10, since 10 is even, is going to be 2 and 5. So factors are those numbers that multiply to give you 10. So 1, 10, 2, and 5 are all factors of 10. The other word we're going to talk about is prime. We have prime numbers. A prime number is a number that only has factors of 1 and itself. So one prime number would be 1, because the only thing that makes 1 is 1 times 1. Another prime number is 2, because the only thing that makes 2 is 2 times 1. Another one would be 3. 3 times 1 gives you 3. Those are the only factors of those numbers. So if it's just 1 and itself, and that's the only factor you can find, then that number is considered prime. So what we're going to do is we're going to find all of our factors of these numbers. So the first number we're going to start with is 12. So with 12, we're going to find all the factors of 12. So the one factor you always start with is 1. 1 times 12 gives me 12. Then after I check 1, the next number I'm going to check to see if it's a factor of 12 is 2. So I'm going to pull up my calculator that I've posted on Google Classroom, which is that Web 2.0 calculator. And I'm going to check, is 2 a factor of 12? To be a factor, you're going to take 12 and divide it by 2. If you get a whole number, then it is a factor. So since 12 divided by 2 is 6, that means that 2 and 6 are factors of 12, because 2 times 6 gives me 12. So I've done 1, I've done 2. My next number to check is 3. So I'm going to check 3 to see if 3 is a factor of 12. So again, I'm going to take 12 and I'm going to divide it by 3. Well, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 3 is a factor of 12. To figure out the factors, it's what you divided by in your answer. So the factor of 12 is 3 times 4. So I've checked 1, 2, 3. I've also already gotten 4. Since I already have 4 on my chart, okay, so if I did 12 and I divide it by 4, it's going to give me 3. So as soon as you get a factor that repeats, then you have found all the factors. So the factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. The next number we're going to look at is 5. So we always start with 1 times the factor, because that's always a factor of that number. Then my next number I'm going to check, I'm just going to go up. My next number would be 2. Well, 5 is odd, so I know 2 isn't going to go into it, but you can still check if you want to. 5 divided by 2 gives you 2.5, so that's not a factor. So then my next number I would check going up would be 3. 5 divided by 3 is, again, a decimal, so it's not a factor. Then the next one would be 4. Again, it's a decimal, so that's not a factor. And then I'm to 5, which I already have 5 written down. So since I came to a number that's repeated, I have found all of my factors. So since the only factor of 5 is 1 in 5, 5 is considered a prime number. The next one we're going to look at is 48. So for 48, I'm going to start with the first one, 1 and 48, because 1 times itself is always a factor of that number. The next number I'm going to try is 2. So I'm going to do 48 divided by 2, which is 24. So 2 is a factor of 48. Its factors that give me 48 are 2 times 24. So I have 2 times 24. The next number I'm going to try is 3. So I'm going to see, is 48 divisible by 3? And it is. 3 times 16 gives you 48. So my next set of factors would be 3 and 16. Then my next number I'm going to check is 4, because I'm going up. So 48 divided by 4 is going to give me 12. So 4 is a factor of 48. The factor is 4 times 12. It's the number you divided by times your answer. My next number I would try is 5. So 48 divided by 5. 5 is not a factor of 48 because when you divide it, you get a decimal. So then after 5 comes 6. So I'm going to do 48 divided by 6, which comes out even. 6 times 8 is a factor of 48. So I have 6 times 8. Then my next number is going to be 7. So when I divide by 7, it comes out a decimal. So I know that 7 is not a factor of 48. And then my next number is 8, which I already have 8 on my factors list. Once you get to a number that repeats, you know you have found all of your factors. So I have a list of all my factors of 48. 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 and 16, 4 and 12, and 6 and 8. The next number I'm going to try is 25. So we know 25 is 1 times 25. It's always a factor. 1 times itself is always a factor. So then the next number I would try is 2. Well, I know 2 isn't going to work because 25 is odd, and odd numbers aren't divisible by 2. So then I would try 3. Still doesn't work. And then I would try 4. Also is not a factor. And then I will have 5, which is a factor. 5 times 5 is a factor of 25. So these are all the factors of 25. 1 and 25, 5 and 5. The last one we're going to look at is 33. So the factors of 33, I have 1 in 33 because 1 times itself is always 33, or always itself. So then I'm going to use my calculator. I know it's not going to be, 2 is not going to be a factor because 33 is odd. So then I'm going to try 3. So 33 divided by 3 gives me 11. So 3 is a factor of 33. 3 times 11. When you write your factors down, it's the number you divided by times the answer you got. So my next number I would try after 3 is 4. So I'm going to do 33 divided by 4, and it gives me a decimal. So 4 is not a factor of 33. Then I would try 5, which I know 5 isn't going to be a factor either, because to be a factor of 5, it has to have a 5 or a 0 on the end. So then I'm going to try 6. 6 doesn't work either. I'm going to try 7, which it doesn't work. So then we try 8. Nope. We try 9. It doesn't work either. We try 10. And 10 is going to give you a decimal also. And then we're to 11, which we already have on our factor list, which tells me I have all the factors of 33. So the factors of 33 are 1 and 33 and 3 and 11.